By the way, how appropriate that we are recording this on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys.
Happy Valentine's Day. We love the Love Day.
I've got my Rose hoodie on for you guys in honor of the Rose Gang. Not that you can really see it, but yeah,
I got a little heart shirt going on.
Look at that. So we're celebrating. Daniel and Paige, Bonnie and Clyde, welcome back to America's Dance 30.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's been a minute. How long?
It has. When, I want to say a few months was the last time we chatted around Nija?
6 months.
Has it really been 6 months?
I know, it's crazy.
That is unacceptable. Well, congratulations on the new smash, Weight of the World. It is so awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can't wait to talk all about how this song was born and about Jimmi Paige. But let's get to know Bonnie and Clyde a little better first, again with Finky's favorites this time.
Awesome. We're ready.
So, Paige, I know you are a fellow cat lover, a fellow cat parent. What is your favorite thing about your fur children?
I would say when they greet me like dogs at the door, because my dogs are kind of like dog cats. They're very friendly, and every time I walk in the door, they're at the door, ready to just jump all over me and cuddle me. So I would have to say the cuddles.
I love that. Tucker is the same way. He's right at the door. In fact, I have to hide my hoodie strings because he starts biting them. It is so annoying. So annoying. Now, Daniel, are you a dog or a cat person?
I would say I'm a cat. I was a dog person that became a cat person.
Yes. So what's your favorite thing about cats?
I like their behavior. I think it's funny just to watch them move and think. And I'm always like, why are you doing this? And I try to come up with reasons and I can never figure it out. And so that's fascinating.
It's so funny. Me and my friend Lydia, who is also a fur parent, we always say that we do not deserve cats. They are just such amazing creatures.
Yeah, they're so curious. I love them.
Love them to death. Now, Daniel, you've been DJing since like high school, right? Mm-hmm. What is your favorite thing about DJing?
My favorite thing about DJing is taking a vibe from one place and multiplying it times infinity. And I love just taking a room and flipping it upside down. That's my favorite thing about DJing.
And it's so funny. I remember chatting with Alesso and him talking about how he felt like a god on stage performing because you pretty much control everybody's emotions when you're up there playing. That's just got to be such an incredible feeling.
Yeah, and then after doing it for the last 10 years and how my approach into it has changed over the 10 years to what it is now, it's cool to see the transformation because they were all good parties. It's just the energy of them changes as we change, as the times change, the music trends change. Yeah, everything's temporary.
Yeah, so true. Now, Paige, you've been singing almost your entire life, right?
Yeah, since I was pretty much 11. When I started writing, I actually initially started writing poems, which then led me into turning my poems into songs when I realized I was singing in a choir when I was young, and I was like, okay, I like my voice. And so I took my poems and started turning them into songs, and I actually was in a couple vocal competitions in Washington, D.C. and in Nashville. And then at the end of college, when Daniel and I connected, it led me into Bonnie and Clyde, and that's when I learned how to produce and how to DJ, and my whole perspective on music changed once I knew a lot more than just singing over a track. So
now,
yeah.
Do you have a favorite song to sing?
That's a really good question. Nowadays, I cover and sing so much. I really, really love Lana Del Rey and Alicia Keys, and I really love like older songs that people might even not know nowadays, like Jewel.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just saying that people might not know Jewel. Oh, that hits so hard.
I know. It's crazy the amount of people that are in like the Gen Z They just don't know who Jewel is. And I'm like, oh my God, please look it up.
I feel like there's a conversation between grandparents all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's wild. I do love singing older music, and I was turned on to rock music at a young age by my dad. And I do also love covering male vocals because my voice can go pretty low. So I like all kinds of music.
Well, I will say that, in my opinion, you sound the best you've ever sounded on Way to the World. I mean, you just sound incredible on the song.
Wow, thank you so much. That's a huge compliment.
With
Thank you.
Daniel's production as well.
I think as we've grown, Paige has grown as a vocalist, and her performance and also the environments in which we're recording and producing our music in have only increased in quality, which has enabled what you hear today.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I've still got Bass Jam in rotation on Evolution, and just hearing it come on and hearing the comparison is great.
It is really crazy to hear how my voice has changed over the years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still sounds great, though. Now, as I mentioned, we are recording this on Valentine's Day. The Rose Gang is massive. What is your favorite thing about the Rose Gang?
Personally, I love the connection it gives us with the people that love our music and love our shows and our performances. It's just a great symbol of what we stand for, which is really just creating a loving environment and allowing people to express themselves and feel free. And I think it's just, yeah, the connection it gives us with the people that really are there for us, because when they go home and they get a rose at our show, it begins a really special relationship with us and them. And they DM us telling, like, I have people still,
Wait, what was that? What did I miss?
Like my cat jumped in the frame.
There. Oh, yes.
I still have people to this day DM us from years ago saying they still have the rose and they've put it in a book to save it. And it just becomes a special memento of that experience they had with us. And I think that's super special.
That's incredible. And it really is truly an amazing connection. Now, along those lines, do you guys have a favorite fan moment?
Gosh, there's a lot.
I remember one that really sticks out to me is we were playing this thing in El Paso, and this guy was hitting us up on Twitter, X now, and said, hey, I can't make it to the show. I'm working at McDonald's tonight. And so, like, after we played the show in El Paso, we drove to whatever McDonald's he was working at and just said what's up and ordered McDonald's.
Wow.
And I don't know, for some reason that like really stuck out to me.
That is incredible. And again, that's the amazingness of you guys and how connected you are with your fans. You've always been that way. I remember, like, in the beginning, playing house parties over and over again.
Yeah, I would say, going off what you just said, one of my favorite experiences was when Sunset Music Festival canceled, and we went around Florida and just played anywhere they would allow us to play, house parties, clubs that let us play, and that was a really special moment for us. And
we did 5 parties in one night.
Oh, man. And I was at none of them. Thanks for bringing that up. Now, of course, Bonnie and Clyde were infamous criminals. If you guys could get away with any crime, what would be your favorite crime to do?
I mean, definitely a financial crime, right?
Right. Yes.
Non-violent. It definitely taking some sort of financial crime oriented towards a very large business, because then, you know, they probably have insurance and things and nobody really like gets hurt by that. But we win.
I would say,
I like it.
I mean, not just like robbing a bank, but I would say maybe robbing like a store, my favorite clothes or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you get the bread, you can go buy the clothes.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe robbing banks.
Financial crime.
Bonnie and Clyde did it right.
We'll go to the banks together. Now, finally, in Finky's favorites, what is your favorite thing about each other? Paige?
Wow, that's a really good question. My favorite thing about Daniel Clyde, I would say, is, gosh, there's a lot of things, but
A lot of things.
but he's very driven to make our dreams a reality. I think no matter what, we're both very strong in what we see for this project. And I think until even I don't know if there's ever going to be a moment where we feel like we've made it, which is, I think, a good thing. But I do think we're both very driven to get to a certain level, playing main stage Tomorrowland. And he really works at this project every single day. And yeah, one of my favorite things about him is he encourages me and motivates me to just keep going.
I love it. Daniel, what's your favorite thing about Paige?
I think one of my favorite things, because I couldn't put one thing, but one of my favorite things when you asked the question had to do with loyalty, because she's just there for me regardless of what I'm going through. So for me, that's like worth more than anything.
I love it. And I love these moments because you really get a chance to share it with each other, which is great. Let's talk about this smash, Weight of the World. I love this song because not only is it a completely original song, but it's also got tinges of a Zed type sound with the chorus, with that melody. How was Weight of the World born?
Wow, thank you for saying that. That is a huge compliment. We love Zed and look up to him. It began after a pretty emotional time in my life where I had a relationship end, and I did feel all these emotions with the end of a relationship. And we tend to come together to write during those times. And I kind of just started spilling out all the ways that I was feeling. And we wanted to spin it in a way that made people feel strong. And I think we created a sonic palette for it that was still uplifting, although it came from potentially a dark place. And we also have this vision for our next album. You want to say what it's called?
Yeah, so this is actually the first single coming out specifically made for the theme of the album. You want to know what the album is called, Brian?
Nah.
Okay, cool.
Yes, of course.
You want to say?
It's called There's No Tomorrow. So my question for you, Brian, is if there was no tomorrow, what would you do today?
That is such a tough question to answer. I would probably first spend as much time as I can with my fur child, with Tucker, because, he's my everything. And then I would rob a bank, and then I would skydive, and I would eat all the pasta and pizza in the world.
We're making the soundtrack for that day for everybody to spend with their absolute maximized energy, best day ever with the people they love. That's the energy that we put into There's No Tomorrow. So when it came to there's just this apocalyptic coming, this big thing coming feel all across all the music and all the art. You'll see.
Yeah, visually, we have a lot of very dramatic landscapes and cover arts coming out that involve us being a power duo and standing in front of the world ending, and it's the last day before the end, and it's just us bringing together the people we love, doing what we love, and
a cool thing about this art for Bonnie and Clyde and the next wave of Bonnie and Clyde and forever is Paige and I have mastered some various visual art, artificial intelligence. So all the art that you're seeing is coming from the mind, pulled from the meanings of the song, and then brought for you to see. So it feels that much more cohesive between what you're hearing, what you're seeing, and how we feel about it all. So
this is the first time we're making all of our artworks because we want it to come from us and from the writing and what's behind the music. So
I love it. And you guys did a great job for the art of Weight of the World. That graphic is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you look on back, Memory, Indigo, all those where you see the sun in the distance and the horizon, those are all for There's No Tomorrow.
So how much of the album do you guys already have done?
All of it.
All of it.
Shut up! Really? Wow! Yeah. So do we have a release date yet?
We're initially anticipating March, but I think we're waiting on, it's looking good on a feature that we're just waiting on. So
yeah,
we're just holding tight and just.
Yeah, we have a pretty sweet feature in the works, and it's not holding back the album by any means. We're just giving it its time because it could really do some great things for the album.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations. Can't wait to hear it. Now, something I love to always find out about songs is how many different versions there are from when you start working on it, all the tweaking to when you finally put it out. What was the final V of Weight of the World?
it tends to be where when songs that we kind of know, like the initial structure of Weight of the World all happened in one day, and we had the da 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 da, but it wasn't as chanty. It felt more like a single chop, but the whole song was made there. And then from then on, it was like maybe another day, and then recording another day, and then one more day. So 4 days, 5 days.
We do have a version that has a longer first verse that we accidentally played at our last show, and I actually had a couple fans notice that it wasn't the song we put out on officially out on Spotify, because that was a shorter version. So we think that we're potentially going to have an extended version.
Yeah, there was a whole thing around this song about like, should we have the first verse in it with the first lit up and it like not having the drop come fast enough or this type of thing. So I think we probably will do an extended version.
But we wanted, for the first release, we wanted it to go right into the hook because we felt it was so powerful that was the first thing we wanted people to hear. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a great song. Now, mentioning the chanting, I was listening to it this morning, and is that you, Paige, or do you guys have other people for the chanting?
So we actually had some friends come in, and we all got in my booth and chanted it together. So it isn't just me. We wanted it to give that authentic chant feel, so we didn't want to use, like, sometimes we can take my voice and duplicate it and, you know, add harmonies and layers, but it just sounded that much more like a crowd chant to have other tones involved. So yeah, we brought some people in.
That's so awesome. It sounds so good. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the solo project and Rockabye. How did Jimmi Paige come about?
So for years, actually, that Daniel and I have been working together, there have been moments in the studio where I've had a craving, because before I was in electronic music, I was just writing pop and rock music. And there have been so many moments over the years where I turned to Daniel and I wanted to write a song that was at a slower BPM. And we just always, you know, we were a dance project, so we always leaned more dance. And I felt I needed a way and an avenue to express that side of myself. And my dad, who turned me on to rock music, his name is Jim. And at a young age, I became a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and the lead guitarist is Jimmi Paige.
It's Jimmi Paige, yeah.
That don't know. So I figured when I was thinking about a name and the start of a pop project, I went with Jimmi Paige, and I just changed the way it's spelled. And yeah, now I have an avenue to release pop rock, and it's been really cool because I had my first show in Los Angeles for Jimmi Paige and Clyde. Daniel came out to see it, and he was singing all the words, and it was a really cool experience because down the road you never know, like I'll be able to open for a Bonnie and Clyde show or incorporate all the music, and it's just a great way to express myself further.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. That would be badass, having you open up solo for a Bonnie and Clyde show. That's pretty badass.
I know, it'd be cool. And it's also a way for me to perform with a live band. And I think down the road, there might be a moment where we incorporate live instrumentation as well. And it's just kind of opening up that avenue and getting me used to that type of an environment. Because, I'm excited about writing a ton of music. I love writing music, so it gives me a way to write slower speeds. And yeah.
It's so funny that you mentioned the spelling of Jimmi Paige, because when I Googled it, the only thing that came up was Jimmi Paige. I'm like, what the hell? I'm trying to do my research here.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have a song go viral.
Yes. Get your SEO working better.
Exactly.
And then I was surprised to find out that you've been posting on TikTok under Jimmi Paige for years.
Yeah.
And then, of course, not only are you guys doing Bonnie and Clyde, you've got your Jimmi Paige, but you also have a podcast as well now.
Yes, I started a podcast last fall because aside from through my music, I love being able to just speak on things that I think, like I talk on all kinds of things. I talk on just like our experiences touring and subjects that I really care about, and just created another avenue for me to speak about the things that matter to me, and it's another way for me to connect. And eventually I'm going to have the podcast filmed, and I'll be able to like bring people on and talk to other musicians and other people in the entrepreneurial space. And Yeah.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations on everything for Bonnie and Clyde right now. Daniel, Paige, it is always awesome seeing you guys. Thank you so much for your time with us on America's Dance 30.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
So am I going to get a chance to see you guys in Miami? Are you going to be in Miami?
Yeah.
We will be, because our record, Nija, is nominated for an EDMA for Dance Radio Record of the Year.
That is so amazing. Well, we're going to be broadcasting from the EDMAs, so hopefully you guys win and I can hand you the award.
I really hope so.
I see it right now.
It is so great seeing you guys, and seriously, such an awesome job on the song. It's like so mellow, but not mellow. It really is just an incredible song.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. To be honest, this song, we knew we loved it so much, but I'm really excited for you to hear the coming records. Like, this song is phenomenal, but it's actually not what I think is going to be the standout, which is exciting.
I think it's one of them.
Really?
It is one of them. It is one of them. But yeah.